we're looking forward to seeing this. Anything to just kind of sum up Skate 3 in a couple of words?
I don't know. Everybody can skate. You know, that's definitely a message that we're putting out there. There's a little something in there for everybody, and I just can't wait. I want more and more people to buy it. Mostly, I just want to see what they do with it. I want to see how they get creative with it. I want to see how they break it. Because, like, you know, we put it out there. It's a skateboard. What are you going to do? And what are you going to teach us that we didn't even know? Yeah, what are you going to teach us that we didn't even know?
If you so happen to place a marker on a place where you shouldn't be standing, by going back to your marker repetitively, you end up going backwards to where you came from. Welcome to Cursed Skate 3 Glitches. Since Cuz so politely asked me in particular to tell him how to break the game, I will. Today I will teach you how to do these cursed glitches, spanning from falling through the floor, to walking on air, to zipping across the map. These are the cursed glitches that I will be going over. I'm first going to be starting off with something that's more miscellaneous. When calling back your board, you can get some weird animations, such as calling it back, jumping in the air, and holding RBR1, the board will be hovering underneath your feet. Or another method would be running away, calling your board back, jumping in the air, and hitting RB right before the board hits the hand. This causes the board to just go everywhere around the skater. This next glitch only works in normal or hardcore, only because you can do double or triple flips in that difficulty. When you're in the middle of one of those double or triple flips, by switching to easy mid-flip, the game will correct itself by turning your skater right side up before hitting the ground. Next thing I'll be going over are tricks within the game. Being the third iteration of the series, you'd expect that they have polished every trick they have animated. That is not the case. In Skate 1 and 2, if you did any trick in a revert, you'll explode or bail. In Skate 3, they have fixed that. Besides one trick, by having your style set to standard and doing a revert to do a tray flip, you'll get the same experience as Skate 1 and 2. When being on hardcore, by doing a low hippie jump and striking the judo pose, you need to get off your board before you touch the board. There may be a chance that your skater just explodes. Or, if you're on normal and have your style set to OG, if you kick out mid-nollie 3 hard, you can explode as well. But wait, don't forget about high-popping a 3 inward dart catch. Being on normal or hardcore, you'll spaz out as well. This next glitch you will only experience if you are a comp player. If you were to ghost revert a 3 inward dart catch, sometimes, you will lose all speed and hit an invisible wall. By backwards manning at a slope from a certain distance, you can then do Casper slides. That's it. That's the glitch. I know I covered this one before, and I'm gonna do it again. By quickly turning on a ledge and dropping in, you'll get launched forward. However, by spamming emotes, you'll get put in a drop-in stasis. Just make sure the ledge is actually tall enough. And short enough. Another weird thing with drop-ins is if you were to drop in on a ledge that's next to a slope, by spamming Y or triangle, you'll get put into this slumped animation and start sliding down the slope that you were in front of. And there are some ledges where you just sink into the ground. So we all remember the Super Dude bounce by doing the Super Dude on a ledge. Well, if you find a ledge that's short enough, you can get weird results like this. Okay, now this is probably one of the first cursed things I'm going to talk about. However, I already covered it in this video, only because I confused this glitch with this glitch. Sorry. So I'll just let past me explain it again. In Skate 3, you can't get off your board when you're on a wall. So that's why this trick only works on a shallow quarter pipe, because it will allow you to get off your board. So once going for a hand plant, you end up getting off your board, and then your character will do this. As gamers, that is a terrible way to start a sentence. We should be pretty familiar how the world loads up in an open world space, meaning that textures and objects will be fully rendered in areas that you are in, compared to the ones that are far away from you, which will be in a low texture or low poly material. In Skate 3, there is a way to see the deloaded map without using mods, because I'm using a debug camera. Hey, don't expose us like that! I don't care, I'm using it for video purposes! By hopping on a car and opening up Object Dropper, you will then see the map not load. Why is it not opening up the Object Dropper? Because the car is moving! If you find a stopped car and open up Object Dropper, that'll give you enough time for the world to open in Object Dropper while your skater gets a fun ride on top of a car into another area, deloading that part of the map that you open your Object Dropper in. There is no purpose, it's just funky. Recalling the clipping through the ground glitch, there's another way to do it, albeit a longer way just to get the same result. To do this, you have to be standing and not on your skateboard. When going to the pause menu and looking at one of your replays in the skate reel and exiting out, you would notice your skater ends up pivoting in a different direction. That's because every time you go in and out of a replay, it displaces your skater ever so slightly. So by going in and out of a replay 40 times, yes, I've counted, you will then clip through the ground. Just make sure not to do it too many times, otherwise your console will freeze. No!
What?
My console froze!
Oh my god, you can't make that up.
Since the Jesus memes have died down by now, I feel like I could talk about this one. By being Jesus, you can walk on water. That's a mod! I'm kidding. But you can walk on air. By flicking a trick and getting off your board, sometimes your character will just be walking in air. We aren't sure how this works. We're not sure if it depends on the surface you're standing on, the trick you do, or what point of the animation you do it at. All we know is that it's pretty random and it can happen anytime. This next glitch is probably the hardest glitch to get. When going up a vert wall, you want to go back to your marker, right as soon as your back wheel leaves the lip. By doing that, you have saved your position in the world. Even though your skater is in one area, your actual position is in another. By doing a foot plant or a no comply, you then zip back to the location from which you went back to your marker. And that is every curse glitch I'm going to go over. Sadly, there wasn't enough. I'm sorry that this video was really short. I wish there was more Skate 3 curse glitches, but there just happens not to be. It's only been 6 minutes. There's no way. You can't end it right here. There has to be more. We got the ankle Casper grind breaker thingy. We got the drop in stasis. We got the judo. You didn't talk about the no. I'm going to make another video about that. We got the back rooms. We got the zip walking on air. Come on, there's got to be something. Oh, okay. Welcome to the world of pre-patch, where all your favorite glitches are multiplied by 1,000. To get on pre-patch, all you have to do on PS3 is delete all your DLCs. Ha! If you're on 360, all you have to do is clear system cache. And if you're on the newer generation consoles of Xbox, since I'm on pre-patch, that means I can do this again. If you don't get it, you really can't do it post-patch, which you can with the object dropper, but that's all that, you watch this video. One of the first glitches discovered in pre-patch was just clipping through the floor. Simply do a kickflip or a tray flip, grab your board, and then get off. And with different timing, sometimes you can get the 3-shove bounce. And you can actually do it on straight, if you didn't know that was one thing you couldn't do. Also, if you were to high pop a kickflip, you end up spazzing out on the ground. You would also glide across the floor if you were to hold a judo. So remember all those spasm glitches that I talked about? Well, on pre-patch, they are multiplied, such as the OG nollie hard flip, or the judo hippie jump, and not the 3 inward dart catch. If you ever watched Helix Snake in the past, you probably remember this glitch. Well, that only works on pre-patch. Post-patch, you just get something that looks like this. Not as impressive. But on pre-patch, if you smack a pedestrian and get on your board, you may explode. Or a guaranteed method, if you jump and smack a pedestrian, then do a super dude, you can get sent to orbit as well. On post-patch, if you do the super dude glitch on certain surfaces, nothing will really happen. On pre-patch, however, you'll get something more amusing. But if you go onto very certain surfaces, in my launching video, I have covered this before, but now that I'm on pre-patch, we'll now have a different effect. By spawning in a shopping cart and landing in a dart catch to grab the shopping cart, things will go as crazy as you expect, and adding a handcuff gesture would make it even crazier. On post-patch, doing this rollout dart catch method to grab a rail, you wouldn't get much of a result, but on pre-patch, make sure to add the fist gesture when doing this glitch. Do you remember those inverted materials within the map? Well, they also get multiplied as well. And that's unfortunately where the video actually ends. I know this video was shorter than the others, but just because I'm done with the glitch list doesn't mean that there's not more Skate 3 videos to come. Next video would be more Summoning Salt inspired, so stay tuned.